Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from St. Peter's Field in Cambridge, Massachusetts, here to bring you live coverage of today's Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and under summer baseball contest between hosting Cambridge and visiting Brookline. We're going to be playing under the lights here tonight with this 7:30 p.m. start, which should make for quite the spectacle. So you don't want to miss this one. I am starting this broadcast just a scotch behind schedule, and I apologize for that, folks. And if you'll bear with me a minute, I'm going to go a little quiet while I just enter in the Brookline roster for today. One thing I can say, Brookline coming into a week where they're playing 3 days in a row, as they've got today's game, then they're back at home in Brookline tomorrow against, I believe, Haverhill. And then on Thursday, they go out to Victory Field in Watertown for a matchup against the Belmont Watertown Co-op. This coming off a up and down week last week, as last week they had one forfeit win over Billerica, then had a loss on the road against Woburn, and then bounced back with a thrilling comeback win in their most recent matchup. Those of you who follow my streams, I'm sure you remember that one. That was an exciting one. As Brookline trailed about 4-0 at the end of the first inning, and then found a way to come back and win it. That game a win against Waltham, I believe 6-5 was the final. So Brookline comes into this one with a record of 4-1. Cambridge not far behind at 4-2. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the Cambridge lineup, but I've got the full Brookline lineup, and I'm going to read that out right now. Leading off for Brookline today, the right fielder, number 3, Devin Chin. Batting second, the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Batting third and playing third, number 27, Elias Brendel. Batting cleanup, the extra hitter, number 18, Ben Rosenblatt. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 7, Caden Sheehan. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 2, Ben Cody. And batting 10th, the center fielder, number 42, Max Kaufman. Head coach of the Brookline 18 and under summer team is John Busey. So we see Cambridge warming up. They got number 2 starting on the mound, as Brookline gets ready for their first turn at the plate here in the top of the first. All right, here we go. It's time to play some baseball. Leading off in the top of the first for Brookline, the right fielder, number 3, Devin Chin. First pitch shows bunt, but pulls back. It does hit the zone for strike 1. Chin so far this summer, 3 for 4 at the plate with a double, a stolen base, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. And that one, he was a little behind it, lines it foul for strike 2. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. And if there's anything you'd like to say it in a live chat or send me an email. And that one is in there for strike 3. So Chin goes down on 3 pitches. Now batting, the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. First pitch, blows it by him, strike 1. Doctoroff so far this summer, 3 for 7 with a double, a walk, a steal, 2 runs, and 3 RBI. That one also catches the zone. Nothing but strikes from number 2 for Cambridge. But there's his first one out the zone. Outside ball 1. And that one low and away, ball 2. So after 5 straight pitches in the zone to start the inning, the Cambridge pitcher misses a couple in a row. That one's in the zone, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to start for Cambridge. And now with 2 down, up comes the third baseman, number 27, Elias Brendel. First pitch fouls it off, strike 1. He's a hard-throwing pitcher, this Cambridge pitcher. He's mostly going with fastballs here. Brendel skies this one. Foul territory, might be playable for the third baseman. No. Ooh, that was a loud clang of metal. I think it was just off a metal bench and not off like someone's car or anything like that. So that'll simply be strike 2. And that's a high ball 1. Pitcher seemed to have a bit of a delayed delivery on that one. I'm not sure if that was trying to throw Brendel's timing off there. Brendel hits a bouncer over to first, taken by the first baseman, number 12, for an unassisted ground out. Brookline goes down in order in the top of the first. All right, I've got some names at the very least for Cambridge. They're handwritten, so it might be a little tough for me to read. But at the very least, we'll see who comes up as, for Brookline, starting on the mound will be number 15, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman has not pitched for Brookline since the season opener against Newton, and as you can see from the stats, that was a tough one. Had a little bit of trouble with his control, was missing the strike zone a lot, and as a result, got blown up for a lot of runs. And as a result, his ERA ballooned up to 25.20 in just 1 2/3 innings. But it's a new day and a chance to bring those stats way, way down. He looked a little better during the 4th of July holiday tournament. And I expect we'll see more of what we expect from a typical Owen Hoffman outing in this game than we got against Newton. Sorry about that. It's the darndest thing. I felt an itch in my nose, like literally right after I hit start on the live stream, and I was like, "Oh no!" It's like you wish you could have blown your nose before it started, but you know. Leading off for Cambridge is going to be the pitcher, number 2, Non. That one is low for ball 1. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and without hesitation, Hoffman hits the strike zone. So 1-1 the count. And that one hits the zone as well. Hoffman attacking with his fastball here in the bottom of the first. And now it's a chopper over to short, fielded cleanly by Sheehan, thrown to first for out number 1. Well handled by the shortstop, Caden Sheehan. That one he had to take near the ground there, as it's just a matter of the timing of the grounder, but he made that one look routine, as this is a hopper over to third, fielded by Brendel, thrown to first, and a one pitch out. I couldn't even finish giving my props to Sheehan for fielding that first ground out before we had another ground out on our hands, this one fielded by Elias Brendel. So that was number 1, whose name I believe is Turner. Now batting is Jason. That one hits the zone for strike 1. That one's going to be a high ball 1. Check swing foul there, strike 2. That one comes in low, ball 2. 2-2 the count to Jason here. And that one's low for ball 3. Full count, 2 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the first. And Jason skies this one in foul territory. And it goes out of play. So count still full. And that one comes in low. And Jason will be the first runner to reach base today as he draws a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the first. Now batting is Quincy as he takes a high ball 1. Jason taking a big lead off from first, and he moved back as Hoffman was giving him a look, and so when Hoffman threw, it was an easy get back. Jason still taking a big lead off from first. And this one fouled off, strike 1. You can see Hoffman implementing that lengthy pause between getting set and throwing the pitch to try and throw off the timing of Jason's potential jump to run to second. Oh, got him with the pickoff. Just safe. It was a quick pickoff throw by Hoffman. Looked like he was going to get him, but just barely. Jason avoids the tag and gets back to the base in time. Another pickoff throw and another dive back and another close shave for Jason. But he's diving back well and keeping the inning alive. That's going to be a high ball 2. A lot of high throws to try and give Doctoroff a better throw down to second. But you can't let the runner get into your head too much, especially with 2 down. You got to focus on the batter. Swing and a miss there, and they caught the runner between the bags. He's just sort of walking now. Doctoroff throws down to second. It's a pickle, and the throw misses Klein, and Jason will take second. A rare case. Jason went halfway between first and second, stopped for some reason. It turned into a staring contest between Jason and Doctoroff. Doctoroff threw down to second. Jason then was in a pickle, and yet one of those rare instances where a runner survives the pickle. 2-2 is the count to Quincy at the plate. Jason now in scoring position after the successful steal. That one misses to the outside, ball 3. Second straight batter to face a full count here. And it's back-to-back walks. A long battle at the plate and on the base pads, and ultimately Brookline loses both battles there. 2 men on with 2 down, as now batting is Manny, as he takes strike 1. Ooh. And he gets beamed there. And that's going to load the bases. So we go from 2 outs, bases empty, to bases loaded off 3 straight free passes. First pitch is in the zone for strike 1 to Oliver. To the right fielder, number 16, Oliver. He skies that one, and that's out of play for strike 2. That was off someone's car. Ooh, you could hear that hit the roof of the car. Well, time for everyone who drove here, myself included, to sweat and go, where was that and where did I park? This one is skied in the infield. Hoffman going back. Klein calls for it. Can of corn for out number 3. So a little bit of a scare as Hoffman struggled to finish off batters and struggled a little bit with his control, but able to escape it that time. At the end of 1, no score. Pitcher, Non, back on the mound after a very strong first inning. All right, I'm starting to fill in some of the blanks of some of the players on this roster. The one thing that's got me drawing a blank is there are 3 different guys here wearing jersey number 1 for Cambridge. 2 of them starting, one appears to be a backup. And so one of those players is Turner and one of them is Quincy. One of them's the shortstop and one of them's the left fielder. You know what? We'll do the best we can. Leading off for Brookline in the top of the second is the extra hitter number 18, Ben Rosenblatt, as he takes a high ball 1. Rosenblatt hasn't gotten a ton of plate appearances so far this summer, 0 for 2 with a hit-by pitch. As that one catches the high corner for strike 1, it's a 1-1 count. That one gonna miss to the outside, ball 2. And that one misses low and away for ball 3. So a 3-1 hitters count to Rosenblatt here. Slices that one foul, and we got a full count. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high heat for out number 1. Now batting, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. Klein so far this summer 3 for 6, 4 walks, 1 stolen base, 3 runs, 3 RBI. As that one missed to the outside, ball 1. And that one comes in low for ball 2. Non not hitting the zone as efficiently as he did in the first inning, but so far still been delivering well. As that one catches the high outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count to Klein. And that's a high and away ball 3. Second straight Brookline batter to face a full count here in the top of the second. And Klein puts it in play, taken off the grass by Manny, thrown to first for out number 2. Two down, bases empty. Up comes the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. First pitch outside, ball 1. Martino got his summer started with a bang with that big RBI double against Newton, but since then has not gotten another base hit as he takes that one outside for ball 2. 1 for 11 so far this season with a double, a walk, a steal, 3 runs scored, and 1 RBI. And that one misses as well. We got a hitter's count at 3-0. And that one does hit the zone for strike 1. Skies this one high to left center. And it's tracked by the left fielder for out number 3. Some hard contact there, but just got a little too under it. And Brookline once again goes down in order. Still no score as we move to the bottom of the second. We got a couple of notes in the live chat from one of the Brookline High baseball players, Felix Hom, saying, "Let's go Brookline," cheering on some of his Warriors teammates on this roster. And from Barbara Joe Metzger, "Go Brookline," from Grandma in Buffalo, New York, and my brother Mike. Thank you as always for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoy the game. Hoffman coming back out onto the mound after a rough first inning that he managed to get out of with no score. Lost his control a bit, giving up 3 straight free passes, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch to load the bases with 2 down, but got the third out as he needed. And now he'll be facing the bottom of Cambridge's order, and we'll see if he can take advantage of facing the bottom of the order to try and recover from that shaky first inning and get back in rhythm. First pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 1. At the plate is the first baseman, number 12, Steph. Launches this one deep to center field. Kaufman back, and he's got it. The hardest hit ball so far today from either team, but within range of Max Kaufman out in center field. And it will simply go down as a flyout. Now batting is number 4, Patrick. First pitch, gonna miss, ball 1. Ooh, that one, a little bit of a brush back there as that one seemed to come in around his back. And that'll be ball 2, I believe. This one's a dribbler, and they're going to say it went off his foot. So that'll simply be a foul ball for strike one. And with all other positions pretty much accounted for, I'm pretty sure Patrick is the catcher for Cambridge. Catcher always the toughest position to identify since, they wear those, the big chest protector that then causes some straps to cover up the jersey number. But process of elimination can certainly help with that. Coach Busey was appealing the foul ball call, but they stick by the call. Swing and a miss there, strike two. 2-2, the count now to Patrick. And a swing and a miss there for strike three. Out number two, and that's the first K of the day for Owen Hoffman. Now batting the second baseman, number 3, Austin. First pitch, lifts it into center field. That's going to be the first base hit of the day, as that drops in for a clean 2-out single. Now we cycle around to the top of the order with the pitcher, number 2. I think it's his name is actually Noon with a U. I thought I had read it as an A, but after checking my records of games against Cambridge from last year, I believe it's actually Noon with a U. That one hits the zone for strike one. 1-1 count to Noon. Grounded out to short his last time up. Now up with 2 down and a runner at first. That one comes in high for ball 2. Noon has been doing a fantastic job on the mound so far. With 2 innings putting the Brookline hitters down in order. And now he takes high ball 3 there. 3-1 the count now. We saw Hoffman get into a little bit of trouble in the first inning. And a little bit of trouble here as now there are 2 runners on with 2 down as Hoffman issues his 3rd walk of the day. Now batting is one of the number 1s. This one is Turner. Turner, his last time up, grounded out to 3rd. That one misses inside, ball 1. That one is high, ball 2. Hoffman again struggling with his control, and Doctoroff coming out to talk to him. Hoffman is a really good pitcher. As long as he can stay out of his own way and throw strikes, he's an incredibly effective pitcher. Was one of Brookline High's top pitchers in the spring. 2 of his biggest highlights was engaging in a pitcher's duel against the top-ranked team of Division II in Walpole, and then later in the playoffs throwing 3 hitless innings of relief against the top-ranked team in Division I, BC High. So we know he can pitch. It's just he's got to stay out of his own way and throw strikes. Gets a strike there for strike 1. Runners at first and second. They've got the middle infielders both playing close to second. As that one's going to miss for ball 3. So it looks like the middle infielder's covering more for either for a potential pickoff rather than a ball to the gaps. And that one's hit up the middle, fielded by Sheehan and flipped to Cody for the fielder's choice to end the inning. So the positioning of the middle infielders ended up working out perfectly as it went right where they had shifted to. You know, it's not often that I say a batter hit into the shift at this level, in part because I'm usually focused on the pitcher and batter as the play-by-play man. But, you know, we had our young aspiring broadcaster Sam Lowenstein join us for a broadcast last week, and he talked a lot about the positioning of the infielders, and that's inspired me to try and take a closer look at that from time to time when I can. You know, hey, you're never too old to learn, and doesn't matter if you're learning from someone more or less experienced than you. Learning is always a good thing. Noon back on the mound for the top of the 3rd inning. He'll be facing off against the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Brookline, Hoffman, Sheehan, and Cody. He's put the Brookline bats down in order in each of the first 2 innings. We'll see what he is able to do here. Leading off for Brookline, it is their pitcher, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman so far this summer 1 for 8, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 2 runs scored, and 1 RBI. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. This one sliced, strike 2. Ooh, that went off a couple of roofs. Roof of a building, and then I think the roof of a car. 0-2, the count to Hoffman. And a delayed swing there puts it perfectly in the gap. He goes opposite field, and Brookline has their first base hit of the day. That one almost looked more like a defensive swing than a proper swing, but Hoffman, with a well-executed delayed swing there, to loop one to the opposite field, off an off-speed pitch for a leadoff single. Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Caden Sheehan, and he's just going to lay down a bunt, but it's going to roll foul. Now this is Sheehan's first plate appearance of the summer, as he's been mostly just exclusively playing in the field while finishing up recovery from an injury. As you can see, he was a pretty solid hitter for Brookline last year. In fact, one of his best games was here in Cambridge last summer. He had a big 2-run single in that game. Here in this situation, he's hoping he can move Hoffman along the base paths. Last year, Sheehan's numbers, he had a batting average of .286, an on-base percentage of .342, a slugging percentage of .314, 2 stolen bases, 9 runs, and 9 RBI. He now faces an 0-1 count with a runner at first and nobody out here in the top of the 3rd of a scoreless game. And we've got to pause for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, it seems like one of the cars in the nearby had their headlights on. You know, these are the kind of obstacles you only run into with night baseball here at the amateur level. You get, you're at these parks where it's not like it's, full bleachers closing it off from everything around it. Outside lights can be an interference. And Sheehan gets a piece of that one. Seemed to be a little out in front of that pitch. And that's strike two. Timeout called by Sheehan. Hoffman takes off. It's a ball. Hoffman dives around the tag. It looked like they might have had him in time, but the throw came in high and on the wrong side of the bag. And so Austin, more focused on just securing the ball, didn't make as great of an effort to apply the tag, and so Hoffman was able to slide around it and get the steal. Runner in scoring position now for Brookline. And that one catches the high outside corner for strike three. Sheehan down on strikes. Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Ben Cody. Cody batting 1 for 7 so far this summer. 1 walk, 1 run, 2 RBI. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. That one hits the zone for strike 2. Cody quickly behind in the count, 0-2. And takes a mad chop at that one to stay alive. Looks like that one might have been coming high and inside, but Cody takes a defensive swing and stays alive at 0-2. And it's a throw down to third, and Hoffman somehow gets in safe. Hoffman has now had 2 steals where he looked dead to rights in terms of timing of the throw, but both times the tag just didn't get him. As he came in standing up, and again, just not the strongest effort to make the tag. Swing and a miss, and Cody goes down on strikes. 2 down, a runner at third. And now batting the center fielder, number 42, Max Kaufman. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. Kaufman still searching for his first base hit of the summer. Got his first RBI of the summer on a bases-loaded walk against Waltham last week, as he takes one inside there for ball 1. He's 0 for 6 so far with that 1 walk, 2 runs scored as a courtesy runner, and that 1 RBI off the bases-loaded walk. Lifts this one within range for the left fielder, and it's a can of corn for out number 3. So Brookline did not go down in order this time, but still not able to get a run across. We move to the bottom of the third, still scoreless. Hoffman back on the mound for his third inning of work. As he'll be facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Jason, Quincy, and Manny. Leading off for Cambridge here in the bottom of the third, the center fielder, number 9, Jason. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. That one breaks too much, dips in low, ball 2. This one skied up high, got under it a little too much. It's being tracked out and left. And thanks to the aid of the lights, it was not lost in the darkness. Caught by Ellis Martino for out number 1. You could see Martino still almost lost track of it. But was able to find it in time to make the catch. That one does curve in to the high corner, strike 1. At the plate is the second player wearing number 1 for Cambridge today, Quincy. Lines a shot out to left. That's past Martino, and that's going to bounce all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Quincy as he takes off for second and holds there with a 1-out double. Just the third base hit between these two teams so far tonight, and the first extra base hit. And now Cambridge threatening earlier than they've ever threatened. 1-out runner at second, now up the third baseman, number 10, Manny. Hoffman, brief check at second. Ooh, he gets hit. Manny gets hit for the second straight plate appearance. And boy, that's a brutal coincidence. Now batting the right fielder, number 16, Oliver. Runners at first and second, 1 down. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Third straight inning that Cambridge has put at least 2 runners on the bags. And that one's going to be a low, ball 2. In the first inning, Cambridge loaded the bases with 2 down. In the second inning, Cambridge got 2 on with 2 down. And this time they've got 2 on with just 1 down. Doctoroff back out to talk to Hoffman. Just try and settle him down, get him back in his focus, back in the strike zone, as he is behind in the count to Oliver, 2-0. And that one does hit the zone, strike 1. Once again, the corner infielders a little bit closer to second to account for the runner, as this one is lifted out to center within range for Kaufman, but he lost it in the darkness, and it drops in for a single. Hoffman backed up, but did not know where that one was going to drop, and so Oliver perhaps with a bit of an aid of the darkness, loads the bases with a single. Bases loaded, one down. Now batting the first baseman, number 12, I believe his name is Steph. Flew out to center his last time up. Big swing and a miss there, strike one. Quincy stands at third, Manny at second, Oliver at first. Swing and a miss there, strike two. Hoffman trying to get out of the jam and keep this one scoreless. Steph trying to bring in the game's first run here in the bottom of the third. That one gets away. The runner is coming home. Play at the plate. And he gets around the tag and scores. Hoffman did get the ball, but could not apply the tag as Quincy rushes in off the wild pitch. And the first run of the game is on the board. Now it's a grounder over to third, picked up, and now they're playing a pickle in between third and home. Manny trying to retreat back. Trying to dodge around the tag, but a diving tag is made by Sheehan. And they do get the second out on the fielder's choice. So Steph reaches first. It's first and second with two down now. As Oliver was forced to hold at second, needed to leave third base open for Manny to try and retreat back to. So from second and third and one out, we go to first and second and two down. First pitch to Patrick is whiffed, strike one. That's going to be a low ball one. And chops that one foul for strike two. Hoffman trying to get out of the inning with minimal damage, having allowed one run on a wild pitch. Patrick trying to keep the inning going and maybe get an insurance run on the board for Cambridge. 1-2 is the count, two down. Oliver at second, Steph at first. That one low and in, ball two. And that's a high ball three. Patrick now with a full count and two down here in the bottom of the third. As Hoffman again slipping away from the strike zone. Payoff pitch coming. And misses again for ball four. Another free pass issued, and now Coach Busey out to talk with Hoffman, as it's been a shaky outing with free passes. 4 walks and 2 hit-by pitches issued so far through 2 2/3 innings pitched. Only 1 run on the board, and they're going to stick with him, as he has been able to get out of jams in the past couple innings Still needs to get that last out as up comes the second baseman, number 3, Austin. Austin got a 2-out single his last time up. First pitch hits the zone, strike 1. A single to the outfield here, depending on where it's placed, could potentially bring in 2 runs and really break the game open, as that one curves into the high corner, strike 2. Hoffman again 1 strike away. And again, the pitch gets away from him. Doctoroff prevents the wild pitch, but it's a 1-2 count. This one is lifted out to left. That's going to be foul. Count remains 1-2. That one misses to the outside, ball 2. And fouls this one off, stays alive at 2-2. Two and two, the count to Austin, bases loaded, 2 down, in what is currently a 1-run ball game. And again, it gets away from him, comes in way high, ball 3. And Hoffman has got to be careful here. A 4th ball would be a bases loaded walk, which would bring in run number 2 for Cambridge. He's jumped out to good leads in the count the past couple of batters, but then just lost control trying to get that 3rd strike. Hoffman takes a beat off the rubber. You know, one thing we can at least say with Austin is he's playing a role in this out not being easy with a couple of foul balls. Big strike 3 from Hoffman. Gets out of the jam with minimal damage. But Cambridge is the first team to get on the board at the end of 3. Our score, Cambridge 1, Brookline 0. You know, it may primarily be the heat, but I'll tell you, Owen Hoffman's pitching definitely making Brookline fans sweat out here today. Been playing it very close to the vest, allowing at least 1 runner to get into scoring position every inning, and allowing the bases to get loaded in 2 of the 3 innings so far today. Brookline, meanwhile, searching for some offense. Only 1 of their 10 batters reached base through their entire first turn through the order against the Cambridge pitcher Noon. It'll be the top of the order back up at the plate. Chin, Doctoroff, and Brendel. We'll see if maybe they have some better fortunes in their second time through the order. Leading off for Brookline here on the top of the fourth, the right fielder, number 3, Devin Chin, shows bunt but slices it. Oh and 1 the count. And that one hits the outside corner, strike 2. And Chin hits a bouncer foul of the third base side, strike 2. One thing about Chin is that he always leans forward when swinging because he's trying to get a running start up the first base line. So a lot of times he ends up a little behind the pitches and sending up the third base side as he slices that one foul. You know, it's a good strategy for someone whose plan is to just win with his legs rather than the power of his bat. Just got to make sure he's not so far behind it that he sends it foul up the third base line. That one misses outside, ball 1. Chin did go down on strikes his last time up. Fouls that one off and continues to battle here. There's some action going in the Brookline bullpen. Sasho Esch and Ellis Martino playing catch over on the left field side. Either one could potentially come in as a reliever. As that one does not break and Chin does not bite. High ball 2. And Chin hits a grounder over to third, takes a mad hop over Manny's head into left. And Chin reaches first. So Brookline now with their fastest runner on the base paths as they get kind of a lucky bounce off of the infield grass. Chin now stands at first, and he's taking off. No hesitation. Throw down to second. No chance. Chin slides in safe. I think the pitch itself was a strike to Ben Doctoroff, the catcher, number 8. He went down on strikes his last time up. Now a chance to bring in the tying run if he can get a hit. That one is going to be inside for what I believe is ball 1. And that one's outside, ball 2. Well snagged by Patrick. Anything gets by him, and Chin is easily taking third. Two and 1, I believe, is the count. As that one is taken by Doctoroff. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it was a 3-1 count. That's what it was. It was a 3-0 count. That's why he was taking it, because that was strike 1, and then that pitch there was strike 2. I misjudged the pitch that Chin stole on. That happens sometimes. Multiple things to be aware of. Full count now to Doctoroff. Runner at second, nobody out. That one high and in, and Doctoroff draws ball 4. First free pass of the day allowed by Noon. 2 runners on now for Brookline. As up comes probably a batter near the top of the list of who they would want at the plate in a situation like this. The third baseman, number 27, Elias Brendel. Brendel grounded out to first his last time up, but still ranks among the top for Brookline in runs scored and RBI as he takes a big swing and a miss there for strike 1. Base hit to the outfield could tie this ball game with Chin at second. That one high and away for ball one. The middle infielders for Cambridge hovering around second base to account for any potential pickoff throws. Not allow Chin to take too big of a lead off of second. That one gonna miss for ball two. And Brendel fouls that one off. Strike two. 2-2 the count. Nobody out. Runners at first and second here in the top of the fourth. And that's going to be high ball three. Second straight batter to face a full count against Noon here this inning. With Doctor off, the result was a walk. Let's see what result Brendel gets here. And it's a hard hit ball caught by Steph at first, and he's going to turn two. It helps to have a big guy playing first. That one looked like it was going to be a big hit for Brendel, at least a single, possibly extra bases depending on where it bounced relative to the right fielder. But instead, it's right at the first baseman, which allows him to tag first for the pickoff as Doktorov was trying to advance on what looked by all means to be a base hit. So a big turn of fortune for Cambridge off the double play. We go from first and second, nobody out, to just a runner at second with two down. At the plate is the extra hitter, number 18, Ben Rosenblatt, as he slices another one foul. Now behind in the count, 0-2. That one high and in, ball one. Noon takes a beat off the rubber. Rosenblatt calls timeout. Last time up, Rosenblatt went down on strikes. But this time he hits it, but it's right at Austin at second. And back-to-back liners right at the fielders proves the death of Brookline's rally there in the fourth. We move to the bottom of the fourth. Cambridge still leads 1-0. A low-scoring battle between two of the top contenders in this Lou Tompkins 18 and under division. Two teams that faced off against each other in the semifinals of the league tournament last year, with Brookline getting the win, advancing to the finals, and just coming up short in those finals last year. We do have a new pitcher for Brookline. So Hoffman leaves after 3 innings and 1 earned run. He'll be replaced by number 21, Ellis Martino. Hoffman himself going to move to second base. which means they're probably going to put Cody somewhere in the outfield, or maybe bring in Ben Rosenblatt, the extra hitter, since he's able to flex out to an outfield position. I think they're putting Cody at third, actually. And they've got Elias Brendel warming up, I think, in the bullpen. I think that's what they got going on. Martino has had one relief appearance this season. Pitched 2 1/3 innings of relief. He's got an ERA of 3, a whip of 1.29, and 2 strikeouts. So Hoffman goes to second. Cody to third. Rosenblatt to right. And Chin to left. And it'll be the top of the order. So before a third time through the batting order for Hoffman, they sub him out for Martino. And so the top of the order will be getting a different kind of look this inning here in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Noon, Turner, and Jason. So not the worst outing for Hoffman. Definitely better than the outing he had against Newton, but while it's not going to do any damage in terms of his ERA. In fact, his ERA and his WHIP are both going to come down significantly with this outing. But still a tough time with free passes allowed in this one. Leading off for Cambridge, the pitcher, number 2, Noon. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. That one outside, ball 1. Looked like 2 breaking balls to start for Martino, as opposed to the more fastball heavy throwing that Hoffman was doing. This one is sliced foul, strike 2. So 2 very different velocities, 2 very different styles from the Brookline pitchers today. You have the hard-throwing Hoffman, you have Martino relying a little more on movement. And a delayed swing lines it right to Sheehan for out number 1. So Martino gets out to a good start to the inning. Now batting, number 1, Turner. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Turner 0 for 2 so far today. He's grounded out to third and grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice. That one curves in, strike 2. Martino hitting the zone very efficiently to start this bottom of the 4th inning. That one comes in low, ball 1. Pitchers got to be careful. Sometimes you get ahead in the count and you start getting a little greedy, going for a tricky strikeout pitch, thinking, I've got a few balls to give. And then all of a sudden you blink and you got a full count. And now we're just 1 ball away from that exact situation, as Martino went for a heavy breaking ball there. But Turner did not bite on it as it dropped down into the dirt. 2-2 now the count. And that's a high ball 3. I mean, what did I just say? A pitcher starts getting greedy. looking for a big strikeout pitch. Batter doesn't bite, and then, one pitch gets away from you, and suddenly you got a full count. And then suddenly you've got a walk. Turner reaches base with a 1-out walk. Now coming up, the center fielder, number 9, Jason. First pitch gonna miss. Ball 1. And this one in the dirt, ball 2. Looked like Doctoroff looked behind him a bit, maybe to try and fool Turner into taking off, but he was not fooled. Jason 0 for 1 with a walk so far today. He's walked and flown out to left. That one curves in the zone, strike 1. That one comes in high, and Jason checks his swing, ball 3. This one's sliced foul, strike 2. So another full count. We've had a bunch of full counts faced by batters on both sides tonight. It's been a real war of attrition between pitcher and hitter throughout the night for both teams. And that one's not going to break on him. That'll be ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Martino. He got out to such a good start finding the strike zone, and now giving up back-to-back free passes, and he's going to be pulled. So Martino lasts just 1/3 of an inning. He's going to go back out to left field, looks like. And we'll see how the rest of the alignment shakes out. Might be sending Chin out to right. I think that's what they're going to do, as they're going to have number 27, Elias Brendel, take over for his first outing on the mound of this Lou Tompkins summer season. You can see his pitching stats from last year. He had 3 relief appearances, pitched 6 innings across those 3 appearances, had a 1-0 win-loss record, an ERA of 1.17, a whip of 1.17, and 8 strikeouts. So unfortunately, this is just kind of something that you see happen at this 18 and under level, where teams will bring in a reliever and then the reliever just can't quite get in their rhythm. With a more sudden call to the mound compared to when you start. And with a much tighter situation later on into a game, a lot less, there's a lot less room to give for error. And so a lot of times guys will come in, just miss the zone, and it just piles up on them. So a rough outing for Martino as he lasts just 1/3 of an inning, giving up 2 walks. We'll see what Brendel is able to do here as he gets ready to face the heart of the Cambridge order, with Quincy being the leadoff hitter. Or, well, not the leadoff hitter, but you know what I mean. The first batter that Brendel is facing. At the plate is number 1, Quincy. 2 runners on. Turner at second, Jason at first. And first pitch gets away from Brendel. That's going to be a high ball 1. So they go back to the more hard-throwing style. They went from Hoffman's hard-throwing to Martino's slower, more movement-based throwing to now back to hard-throwing with Brendel. That one hits the zone, strike 1. And that's a high ball 2. Throw down to first, almost sails into right field, but Klein saves it. And the runners all get back safe. Brendel steps off the rubber briefly, and now he calls for Doctoroff to come out for a meeting. This one fouled off for strike 2. That one comes in low, and we've got, surprise, surprise, another full count. So many long at-bats in this game. Full count to Quincy here. 1 out, runners at first and second. And he lifts this one out to center. Kaufman tracking it, and he's got it for out number 2 and gets it back into the infield fast enough that the runners all hold. Big second out get for Brookline there. Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Manny. Manny is 0 for 0 with 2 hit-by pitches so far today. But now facing a new pitcher as he fouls off that one for strike 1. Turner at second, Jason at first. 1-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. And that pitch is a high ball. Doctoroff faked a pickoff throw to first. And the count now 1-1. And that one gets away from him, ball 2. This one sliced, strike 2. 2-2, now the count to Manny. 2 runners on, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. of what is currently a 1-0 ball game. Swing and a miss, and Brendel comes in out of the bullpen and gets Brookline out of the jam. Through 4, our score still Cambridge 1, Brookline 0. During this break between the 4th and 5th innings, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Idea Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846. And as always, you can find all that information in the description section down below. In the meantime, Noon back out for his 5th inning of work as he's been working very efficiently and shutting down the Brookline offense. Brookline midway through their 2nd turn through the batting order, while Cambridge is midway through their 3rd turn through the batting order. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Brookline: Klein, Martino, and Hoffman. Leading off, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch, he lifts a blooper out to left, and that's going to drop foul. Klein, his last time up, grounded out to 3rd. He's hoping he can get something started here on the top of the 5th. And slices another one, strike 2. Klein reaches out, hits a one-hopper off the glove of the shortstop. And that is going to allow Klein to reach. It starts with a weird hop. And a leadoff runner aboard in eerily similar circumstances to how Chin got aboard as the leadoff hitter in the top of the 4th. With a weird hop off the infield grass that the infielder couldn't recover from. Attempted pickoff back to first. Steph tried to fake out Klein, take a couple steps towards the fence as if the throw got away from him, but Klein wasn't biting on it. At the plate is the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. Shows bunt, pulls back, strike 1. Martino, his last time up, flew out to left to end the 2nd inning. Now up with a runner at first and nobody out. Hits a chopper over to short, fielded cleanly, flipped second for 1, on to first in time for the 6-4-3 double play. Second straight inning with a double play for Cambridge. As again, a big shift of momentum towards the Cambridge defense. Now batting, number 15, Owen Hoffman, who is now the second baseman after being taken off the mound. Swing and a miss there, strike one. Hoffman, his last time up, looped a single to the opposite field, stole second and third, but was left stranded at third. That one gonna miss to the outside, ball two. That one is gonna miss for ball three. And that's going to be... Did I lose track of the count? It's got to be a full count now, right? Hoffman fouls that one off. I'm pretty sure at this point it's definitely a full count. So a full count and two down. And that is strike three. So again, Brookline gets a runner aboard off a lucky bounce in the infield, but once again, a double play kills all momentum, and Brookline still with no score as we move to the bottom of the fifth. Score still 1-0 in favor of Cambridge. Due up in the bottom of the fifth for Cambridge will be Oliver, Steph, and Patrick, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Brendel back on the hill after coming in partway through the fourth and pitching 2/3 of an inning there. We got a note in the live chat from Greg Hoffman, a very simple "Let's go Brookline." Brookline right now hoping their defense can continue to keep this contest close. A sentiment eerily reminiscent of Brookline's only loss of the season so far, that 4-2 loss to Woburn, where after Brookline cut the lead to 3-2 early on in the game, their defense kept holding, but their offense kept being held, and they failed to get that one run they needed, and ultimately Woburn scored an insurance run, and that was how the game ended. In a similar situation here with even fewer runs on the board, a 1-0 difference, courtesy of a wild pitch. Leading off for Cambridge in the bottom of the fifth, the right fielder, number 16, Oliver. Swing and a miss there, strike one. Oliver, his last time up, got a single that loaded the bases in the bottom of the third. Now he hits one right back at Brendel, who secures the comebacker for out number one. Now batting the first baseman, number 12, Steph. Steph, his last time up, grounded into a weird fielder's choice where the Brookline fielders decided to get the lead runner between third and home when he hit a ground ball to third. Takes high inside, ball one there. This one sliced foul. Of course, Steph, a big reason why Brookline still has a goose egg on the board, as he robbed Brendel of a potential base hit on a line drive that was within the range of Steph's large height. 1-1 the count. Slices it foul, strike two. With Chin at second base in that situation, a single probably would have scored at least one run for Brookline, but instead it turned into a double play that killed all momentum. Barely gets a piece of it, stays alive at 1-2. And chases it low again, and again gets a piece of it. Still staying alive at 1-2. And again, just barely gets a piece of it. Steph not going down easily here with 3 straight foul balls with 2 strikes. That one misses just outside, ball 2. Swing and a miss. Finally gets him for strike 3. Two down now, and we've got a pinch hitter, number 17, coming to the plate in place of the catcher, Patrick. First pitch is going to be a high ball 1. Two down here in the bottom of the 5th. That one does catch the high corner, strike 1. Brendel takes a step off the rubber. That one comes in high, ball 2. 2-1 the count to number 17, 2 down, bases empty here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one's outside, ball 3. And that one is going to be an outside, ball 4. A 2-out walk for number 17. And now we've got our second, number 12, who's going to be batting in place of Austin. More duplicate jersey numbers for Cambridge here. That one comes in high, ball 1. Brendel's got to be careful not to fall into some of the pitfalls of his predecessors on the mound, as that one misses outside 2-0. 6 of his last 7 pitches now have missed the strike zone. And that one gets away from Doctoroff, and it's inside for ball 3. A 3-0 count and a passed ball moves the runner down to second. He's got to throw strikes. That one is in the zone for strike 1. 3-1, still a hitter's count for number 12. And that is a wild pitch for ball 4, and once again, number 17 advances. As now Brendel having the same problems that Hoffman had before him. You get ahead in the inning with 2 outs, and then you just lose all control. And Brookline has largely been able to get away with that so far, allowing just 1 run, but this could slip away from them very fast. Their offense still has not been able to get on the board. Now batting for Cambridge, the pitcher, number 2, Noon. First pitch, high fastball, ball 1. With runners at the corners, they might try for a double steal, might try and send number 12 to distract attention away from number 17 at third. That one does hit the zone for strike 1. Noon, his last time up, lined out to short against Martino. Before that, drew a walk, and before that, grounded out to short against Hoffman. That one is going to miss outside, ball 2. And that's a high, ball 3. Another 3-ball count as Brendel continues to struggle with control here in the bottom of the 5th. Pickoff throw to third, gets away, and number 12 is going to take second. Didn't get away that far, but juggled just enough. That it now puts runners at second and third. Got to focus on the batter now. And he walks him. Base is loaded with 2 down. And Coach John Busey has got to be a little perplexed at this point. He has Hoffman start. He struggles with control. He subs in Martino. He struggles with control. He subs in Brendel, and he struggles with control. Unfortunately, this is just kind of the issue you run into in the dog days of summer at this high school level. A lot of teams run into this problem We saw Waltham run into it as they surrendered the comeback to Brookline in large parts. Their relievers struggled to find the strike zone. But no room for mistakes now with the bases loaded and 2 down. Up comes number 1, Turner. And that's a high ball 1. Oh, they're trying to get a car's lights turned off again. It's been a rough inning for Brookline. Got out to a great start, catching the line out on the comebacker to the pitcher, getting a strikeout for the second out, but then 3 straight walks allowed to load the bases with 2 down. And now a 1-0 count to Turner. A free pass here would bring in Cambridge's second run. That pitch does hit the zone, strike 1. And that one hits the zone, strike 2. Brendel 1 strike away from getting out of the jam, but Turner potentially 1 big swing away from breaking this game open with 2 down and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. Catches the outside corner, strike 3. Brendel didn't make it easy on himself, but he did make it out of the inning. Through 5, our score, Cambridge 1, Brookline 0. Brookline will finish just their second turn through the order in this 6th inning, as the 8, 9, 10 hitters are due up: Sheehan, Cody, and Kaufman. Noon back on the hill for his 6th inning of work, and he's been working very efficiently through the Brookline order. Like I said, Brookline about to finish just their 2nd time through the order, meaning that through the first 5 innings, Noon has faced only 17 batters. And that's an average of a little less than, let's see, 17 divided by 5 is, yeah, just 3 2/3. He's been facing 3 2/3 batters on average. Or 3 2/5 actually, yeah. So 3.4. So a little less than 3.5 batters he's faced on average through the first 5 innings. As Brookline's only gotten a couple of guys on the base paths. They got one aboard in the 3rd. They got 2 aboard in the 4th, but a double play killed the momentum there. They got 1 on in the 5th, another double play. We got some wind whipping through here. There's rain in the forecast tonight. So things might get a little dicey out here, as it looks like the coaches are talking. I don't know, they might have seen a lightning strike off in the distance. You know, with a game this late, with a game being deep enough in, 5 innings in, that is enough to make it official. If it gets canceled due to weather, as the wind really starting to whip through. Goodness. Some real dust devils whipping around in the infield. Some really intense wind. Boy, am I hoping this dies down soon, as the man holding on to my equipment to make sure it doesn't blow over. But despite it all, we are going to play on. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 6th, the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch fouls it off, strike 1. Sheehan, his last time up, went down on strikes. That was his first plate appearance of the summer, after playing exclusively in the field up to that point while finishing his recovery from an injury. That one's going to miss the outside, ball 1. Hits a dribbler here over to second, and stubbling, flipped, and just barely Steph keeps his toes on the bag to complete a very clumsy 4-3 ground out to start the inning. There's lightning far off in the distance, but it might just be far away enough that they're not calling it, or maybe the umps just haven't seen it. Wind still blowing intensely, as up comes a new batter, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt, as he hits a grounder over to first, taken by Steph for out number 2. This wind is just a little bit unreasonable. So Rosenblatt grounds out while hitting in place of Cody. Now coming up is the center fielder, number 42, Max Kaufman. Shows bunt and fouls it, strike 1. Oh, and 1 the count to Kaufman. And skies this one, it's going to be out of play, foul, strike 2. 0-2 the count. And that one catches the outside corner for strike 3, so Brookline quickly goes down in order in the top of the 6th. We move to the bottom of the 6th. A little wild that we're still going in this, but we are still going. Moving to the bottom of the 6th. These harsh winds not really showing any signs of slowing down. Brendel back on the mound after a shaky 5th inning. He'll be facing the 3-4-5 hitters Jason, Quincy, and Manning. Yuli Burstein in the live chat saying, big weather coming your way, get inside. And I would if I could, Yuli. But I'm not exactly the one in charge here. Right now it's just harsh winds. Until it becomes harsh precipitation, I'll stay out here as that first pitch to Jason is outside for ball 1. This one is skied. Into shallow left. The wind's going to catch that one, but Sheehan catches it on its way back down for out number 1. Now batting is number 1, Quincy. First pitch catches the outside corner, strike 1. I wouldn't be surprised if the umps decide to give some of the more borderline calls to the pitchers these last couple innings. They probably noticed the weather is coming. They want us to get out of here. But when a ball is that far outside, they're not going to give it to you. Ball 1. That's going to be a high ball 2. That one misses for ball 3. And that's going to be ball 4. The control problems continue. It's been plaguing a lot of members of this Brookline pitching staff, just about, everyone except for Ben Cody, who has allowed himself just 1 walk through 12 innings pitched this summer. This is a grounder over to short, and he missed it. Got past him into left. So Manny going to reach on an E6. Now up is Oliver. One out, runners at first and second. Runner taking off for third. And they throw down to second to get the other runner, and they get him. Smart play by Ben Doctoroff as they get a big second out there. I think the pitch itself was a ball. You know, a lot of times instinctually you expect the catcher to go for the lead runner, and so a guy going to second while his teammate goes to third, you know, he's not expecting a play there. But if you've already got a bad break on the throw and you don't think you can catch the runner at going to third because he's got a good jump, it's a good idea to go to second. Savvy play by Doctoroff to get the second out of the inning. 2 down, runner at third. I believe the count is 2-0. That one is going to miss. I believe the count might be 2-1. That one hits the zone. I think the count's 2-2. It's either 2-2 or 3-1. And now it's 3-2. Full count, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th with a runner at third. Still a 1-run ball game. If the weather doesn't cut things to a close, Brookline will have one more chance in the top of the 7th. This one is chopped high. It's being tracked by Sheehan, and he's got it for out number 3. So the defense does its job, keeps Cambridge from adding any insurance runs. And one last inning left. Hopefully we finish it before the weather gets too bad, because it feels like it's ever encroaching. As the harsh winds are back whipping again, we get these occasional breaks from them, but then they start up once again. It'll be the top of the order coming up for Brookline. Here in the top of the 7th, Chin, Doctoroff, and Brendel. Brookline cannot score. This will be the last half inning of the game. But if Brookline scores even one run, we will go to the bottom of the 7th. And if we finish the bottom of the 7th with the score even, obviously we will keep going. Or we'll keep going for as long as the officials don't call it. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, the game gets tied in the 7th, if they maybe just decide to call it and try and postpone it, or just rule it a tie. Because they can just rule the game a tie. But before all that, Brookline would need to score a run, which in this game has been a Herculean task. Noon is back on the mound for his 7th inning of work, trying to finish the complete game shutout. Devin Chin pulled back the bunt for ball 1 on that first pitch. And now a swinging foul for strike 1. Chin 1 for 2 or 0 for 2, depending on whether they ruled his last at bat a single or an error. Shows bunt, lays it down foul. Tried to sneak the bunt single past the Cambridge defense. Nothing doing there, and now with a 2-strike count, he's going to be forced to swing. That one comes in around his feet for ball 2. And Chin hits a hard grounder, but it's fielded cleanly by Manny this time. Throw to first is not in time. Devin Chin, the speedster, with the infield single. Even when you field the ball cleanly, there's no guarantee you get Devin Chin out. He has got some wheels, and now he once again represents the potential tying run for Brookline. Stands at first with nobody out. Up comes the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Hidden ball trick! Hidden ball trick! They call it, wait, they call a violation. They're sending Chin down to second. Wait, what's happening? They went for the hidden ball trick. Steph tagged Chin, but they called a balk on Noon. And now with the foul weather ever approaching us, we've got a discussion over a contested call. This is madness. They call it a balk. Listen, if there is any baseball people in the live chat smarter than me that can explain what happened there, I am all ears. Well, I'm all ears in the live chat, but for now, the situation is Chin now stands at second as the potential tying run, as now Doctoroff steps to the plate. A base hit to the outfield could tie this game. Big swing and a miss, strike one. Yuli Burstein helpful again in the live chat, saying the worst of the weather is going to pass up north. Doctoroff goes for the bunt, diving catch. Did he get it? He did not get it. Doctoroff is going to reach. Chin holds at second, fearing the potential double play if Noon had made what would have been an incredible catch, but instead Doctoroff gets a bunt single. So it's first and second with nobody out, a very similar situation to the last time Elias Brundle came to the plate. Last time he lined out to Steph at first, which turned into a momentum-killing double play. Can he come through big here? Big swing and a miss, strike one. Chin, the potential tying run at second. Doctoroff, a potential go-ahead run at first. Brendel tips that one, strike two. That's strike three. A big strikeout get for Noon for the first out, as that was definitely Brookline's most threatening hitter. Now batting the extra hitter, number 18, Ben Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt 0 for 2 so far today. He got some decent contact his last time up. Lined out to second. What's going on? Some more confusion, but now Rosenblatt is stepping into the box, I think. Boy, this game just has everything. I don't know what is going on. Okay, home plate umpire is brushing off the plate. A wild finish here at St. Peter's Field. 1-0 the Cambridge lead. 1 out in the top of the 7th. Runner goes, swing and a miss. And Chin slides around the tag, safe. I don't know why Chin hesitated and started to stop. Did he think it was a foul ball? What happened? But either way, Manny, the throw came in wide and he missed the tag. And we've seen a number of those calls called a wide tag, including the only run that's scored so far today was called a missed tag. 2nd and 3rd now as Chin takes 3rd. Doctoroff takes 2nd. It was a swing and a miss for Rosenblatt for strike 1. If he so much as puts the ball in play on a grounder as the infield pulls itself in, that could potentially tie the game. Gets a piece of it, but only a piece. Strike 2. Devin Chin, Brookline's fastest runner, representing the potential tying run at 3rd. Doctoroff, a pretty speedy runner himself, the potential go-ahead run at 2nd. And Rosenblatt fouls it off and stays alive at 0-2. Ben Rosenblatt, who is still looking for his first hit of this summer season, could get a heroic hit here. But not this time. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's coming down to the wire, folks. With runners at 2nd and 3rd and 2 down in a 1-run ball game, it all comes down to this. Coming to the plate, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch misses, ball 1. Klein, his last time up, reached on what I thought was an E6 off a weird hop. He was thrown out on a double play ball. That one gets away. Chin's taking off. Coming to the plate. Slides in. Safe. We are tied. Huge play for Brookline as the throw just got away from the catcher. And when Devin Chin is taking off, he's got such speed. He slid in from what looked to be like a couple of feet away from the plate. He had that much speed and forward momentum going in. We are now tied at 1 apiece. And Klein fouls that one off for strike 1. So Doctoroff, the go-ahead run, now stands at 3rd, 2 down here in the top of the 7th. That one's going to miss to the outside. Ball 3. Wait, Doctoroff's taking off. Wait, what happened? Doctoroff scores! What? I was looking down to update my scorebook. I've got to check the replay. What just happened? Pitch comes in, outside, ball 3, throwback. And Doctoroff just took off on the throwback, and then Noon bobbled the ball. Brookline just went aggressive like crazy. And now it's ball 4. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ben Doctoroff steals home and scores. And Brookline, after everything, is now in the lead in the 7th and final inning. First pitch is in there, strike 1. Now at the plate is the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. Tips that one, strike 2. Boy, I'm going to have to pick up my head and screw it back on after this happening. This has been wild. Swing and a miss, and that will end the inning, but it will not end the ball game as we now move to the bottom of the 7th as Brookline amazingly now has a chance to win the ball game. So, so let me see if I can sum up that absolute insanity that was the top of that 7th inning. Devin Chin leads off, hits a grounder to third. It's fielded cleanly, but Chin beats the throw to first for an infield single. Then Cambridge goes for the hidden ball trick. Steph tags him while he's off first base, but they call a balk against Noon because I guess they mistimed it or something. And so instead of being out, Chin goes to second. Ben Doctoroff at the plate lays up a bunt. It's a pop-up. Noon tries to go for a diving catch, which would have been spectacular if he made it. He drops it. Or he can't make it, at the very least. Doctoroff gets to first on a bunt single. Brendel strikes out. Then, with Ben Rosenblatt at the plate, Chin and Doctoroff both go to steal. Chin seems to stop 3/4 of the way to the base because I guess he thought it was a foul tip or something, but he manages to dodge around the tag anyway and get to third. Doctoroff gets to second. Then a wild pitch happens. Chin scores, tie ball game. Then, like one pitch later, Doctoroff steals home on the throw back from the catcher to the pitcher, and it works because Noon bobbled the ball on the throwback, and Doctoroff scored the go-ahead run. Whew. Boy, never let it be said that we have seen all that this great game has to offer. Don't ever assume that. There's always more that baseball has up its sleeve, let me tell you, folks. Elias Brendel, now with a chance to be the winning pitcher. Leading off for Cambridge, the first baseman, number 12, Steph. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Brookline's got to be careful. They've had trouble with control throughout the night. They're going to need to throw strikes to finish the job here, but that's not a strike. That's a low ball 2. Steph went down on strikes his last time up. Before that, flew out to center. That's a line drive through the right gap. And that's going to be a leadoff single for Steph. Looks like there might have been a little bit of confusion about who was going after that ball as Klein started to move towards it, then moved towards first base. And I think that confused Hoffman a little bit. And so he, wasn't charging hard at the ball. But either way, I would score that a clean single for Steph, as now the third player wearing number 1 for Cambridge today is going to pinch run, as he represents the potential tying run for Cambridge. Because even after all we've had, there is still a very reasonable chance that this game might go to extra innings. Now batting is the catcher, number 4, Patrick. Back at the plate after number 17 pinch hit for him last time. Lays down a bunt right in front of the plate. Picked up by Brendel. Throw to first. And with the collision, they just barely manage to get him at first. Does his job, moves the runner. Number 1 down to second. 1 out, tying run in scoring position. Now, I'm not sure if this is Austin or if it's number 12 batting for him again. I'll have to wait and see once he turns around. First pitch low, ball 1. Yuli Burstein in the live chat saying this is the wildest game I've seen. Who knew summer ball would beat MIAA? Yuli, you have no idea how consistently wild summer ball can be, my friend. Pickoff attempt, but not really close, just keeping the runner honest. I mean, in watching summer ball, I have seen some wild stuff. I've seen 2 separate walk-off bunts over the past few years of covering summer ball. That should just give you a little bit of a taste of how crazy games in this league can be, especially when the highest level teams are facing off against each other. 2-0 is the count. That one in the zone, strike one. 2-1 the count. That's going to be a high ball 3. Again, Brendel in some trouble with his control. A 3-1 count could potentially put the winning run on the bases. Swing and a miss, strike 2. We've had about 1.5 million full count at bats, and this is just another one to add to the count. Full count, 1 out, tying run at second in the bottom of the 7th. Misses outside, ball 4. The tying run is at second. The winning run, number 12, is at first. Timeout called. Busey, the coach, coming out to check on Brendel. They're 2 outs away from winning this game, but they're now in a very precarious situation. If number 1, the pinch runner for Steph, who is currently at second base, scores this inning, we are tied. If number 12 scores from first, that's game over and Cambridge wins on the walk-off. We cycle back to the top of the Cambridge order with the pitcher, number 2, Noon. He's gone from the winning pitcher on record to now potentially the losing pitcher on record. He's trying to flip that one back. First pitch in there, strike 1. That's a high ball 1. Brendel steps off the rubber. That one comes in low, well blocked by Doctoroff, but that will be ball 2. Two and one the count to Noon. 2 runners on, 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Timeout called. The middle infielders prioritizing covering second base a little bit more. They're closer to the middle of the infield for any potential pickoff throws that could open up the gaps. That's a high ball 3. He's got to keep those pitches down. He's got to find the strike zone. 3-1 the count. 1 ball away from loading the bases and putting the tying run at third and the winning run in scoring position. Strike 2. Boy, I wish I had had a full count counter going for how many at bats we've had go to a full count throughout this game. Hits it foul. Noon stays alive with a full count. Brendel will have to try the payoff pitch again. And that's the thing. Every time a batter hits a foul ball is another chance for the opposing pitcher to make a mistake and just have a throw get away from them and give up that fourth ball. You know, especially at this level. Just missed. Ball 4. And Cambridge does load the bases. 2-1 the score as Turner comes to the plate to potentially tie or even win the game. Tying run at third, winning run at second. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. That said, a double play ball could end the ball game altogether. So Brookline's got the corner infielders pulled in on the infield grass for a potential play at home plate. The middle infielders pulled back to focus more on the double play ball. That one in the zone, strike 1. Turner, his last time up, went down on strikes to end the 5th inning. That one hits the zone, strike 2. 1-2 the count to Turner. It's his second straight plate appearance with the bases loaded. Last time he went down on strikes and ended the inning. Now facing a 1-2 count with only 1 out and in a much bigger situation with his team now trailing. Does not chase the high heat, ball 2. Brendel's got to be careful not to let this count get away from him. One more ball and we've got a full count again. And he skies this one. Might be playable. Brendel's chasing it. Oh, lost sight of it. And it bounces in between the fielders. And Turner stays alive. Count still 2-2. Brookline still trying to get that second out. And he started to walk down as if he had gotten hit by the pitch. I think he just lost track of the count because that is ball 3. And we do, in fact, have yet another full count. Strike 3! Oh my gosh! A huge strikeout for Elias Brendel, and so close. That one right on the border of the low inside corner. And now at 2 down and the bases loaded with the game on the line. Up comes the center fielder, number 9, Jason. First pitch, high, ball 1. Bottom of the 7th, 2 down, a 1-run ball game, and the bases are loaded. Are you enjoying your summer yet, folks? Brendel trying to be the hero and finish the ball game for Brookline. Jason trying to be the hero and get the comeback win for Cambridge. That one misses inside, ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Tying run at third, winning run at second. 2-0 the count with 2 down. Jason at the plate. That pitch just catches the outside corner, strike 1. Skies it. Playable. Shallow left center coming in. He's got it. And Brookline wins. Elias Brendel might have raised the average blood pressure of Brookline and Cambridge residents, but ultimately he gets the job done. The final score here at St. Peter's Field, Brookline 2, Cambridge 1. What an absolutely bonkers game this was. First off, hats off to every pitcher who pitched in this game. You know, I know that the Brookline pitchers had trouble with their control, but they ultimately got the outs they needed to get the win. And I know Noon is going to end up with a loss on his win-loss record, but you give up 2 runs in a 7-inning complete game, and they're both base running runs. I mean, you can't ask for much more from a pitcher. So hats off to all the pitchers that took the mound today. But ultimately, Elias Brendel gets the win, and Noon takes the loss. Brookline improves to 5-1 on the season, while Cambridge falls to 4-3. A low-scoring game with literally 0 RBI for either team, as everyone scored on the base paths. In the bottom of the third, Cambridge got their first run when Quincy scored on a wild pitch, just barely diving around the tag. And then all the way to the top of the 7th, still a 1-0 game for Cambridge. Brookline managed to get two runners on off some infield hits. I mean, it was small ball, like God-level small ball. You know, a clean grounder, and Chin speeds his way to first. Doctoroff, a pop-up bunt that's just barely not caught on a dive. Gets 2 runners on. Steele to put it second and third. Wild pitch brings in Chin to tie the game. And then Doctoroff steals on the exchange. I'm going to play that replay again of what turned out to be the winning run in this game, because that's still absolutely bonkers to me that they did this. You know, just a normal exchange, and in coming from nowhere is Doctoroff, as the pitcher, completely caught off guard, bobbles the ball and not able to make the throw back. Absolutely bonkers. This Brookline summer team never fails to give me more surprises with what they do on the base paths sometimes. Well, that's going to do it, and Yuli was right. We did avoid the worst of the weather. The winds died down, and I don't see any more lightning strikes in the distance. That was a brief scare there, but we got through it all. One last note from Barbara Jo Metzger in the live chat. Yeah, Brookline, what a game. And indeed, what a game, what a game. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to watch this game. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. We've got 2 more coming up this week. Tomorrow, Brookline's going to be back at home at Warren Field to host Haverhill. And then on Thursday, they're going to be traveling out to Watertown to take on the Belmont Watertown Co-op. I've had some troubles in the past with my Wi-Fi connection at the field in Watertown, so I'm hoping it's better than it's been in the past. But if it's not, as you always know, I record it, so you'll be able to get to see it one way or another. Thank you to everyone who, brought your notes in the live chat today. If there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. Be sure to go down below to the description section of the video, where you can find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. And you can also find some links related to me, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide for various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that and just contact me directly with any questions or requests you may have, my email is also in there. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 2, Cambridge 1 from St. Peter's Field in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.